Hello, media studies people. Today we want to talk about messages and meanings in media texts and describe a technique for analyzing messages and meanings in media texts. Now, the word analysis, when we hear that word, immediately we're thinking of breaking something complex into simple elements. That's where the word comes from a Greek root, basically meaning to loosen something up throughout. So if we look down here, it's fun to look at where words come from. It helps me, anyway, to remember, the deeper meaning of that word. So we're looking for analysis techniques when somebody asks you, what's the meaning of that? And the impulse is to look at it and give our opinion on something. But as students of media studies, we're looking for something a little more structured than that. We're looking, in fact, to answer questions, 3 of them. What is significant about the media text? And this is very literal. Looking at the media text and pointing out, oh, it's blue, and there's white over here, and there's a person in the center, and the company has their logo in the bottom right corner. The next level of analysis is, how is it presented? Well, the person in the center is a woman, and she's a young woman, and she's wearing a red dress. So now we're getting into more how that woman is presented, and we're adding a layer of interpretation on top of the literal description. So we have 2 layers now. What is significant, and how is it presented? The third and final layer that I want to look at is, why is it presented like this? So let's take a look at an example. This was a very famous ad from a few years back with if you don't happen to know, with the English footballer Wayne Rooney. This little piece of visual detail, this watermark, is not part of the original, so we'll try to ignore that in our analysis. So we look at and we describe what it is we see. Well, we see a man who looks like he's full of intensity and emotion, screaming. He's angry. He's excited. He's ready to rumble. His fists are clenched. He's been painted in red and in a cross pattern. His body looks like it's been whited, maybe not, but he's certainly standing against a white background. And in the lower right-hand corner, we have the familiar Nike tick logo, but we don't even have the word Nike. We just have their tagline, just do it. So there are some literal elements. That's the what. So we're working our way up to why, remember. So Lojane Abenazer from last year did a great job of highlighting the what. There's a footballer, Wayne Rooney. There's a Nike tick logo. The red splash on Rooney suggests blood. The way that Rooney is stood against the white background makes the blood look like the English flag. Okay, there are other ways that we could have described what, but Lojane has done a very good job here. Let's move to the next level of how it's presented. The Nike tick is small, red, and is in the bottom of the right-hand corner of the media text next to the tagline, just do it. Rooney is the main focus of the ad. He takes up the largest space in the print ad, that's for sure. He is in the center, which is probably the first thing we are going to see. Rooney is yelling, shouting in the advertisement. The English flag is presented as being crossed into Rooney's body. And it even looks like it's been daubed, with like a paintbrush in a ritualistic kind of way. He's ready for battle. It reminds one perhaps of a scene from Braveheart or a movie like that, where you've got a bunch of nearly naked men ready to kill each other. And then the third layer, and it's not necessarily the most important, but it tends to put the other two layers into the context of why has Nike chosen all of these things? How are they appealing to their audience by making these choices? Lojane says the Nike tick is presented in this way so Nike could be associated with English football success. Media designers also want to respect the football fans' sense of pride, so they put their logo smaller in the bottom right-hand corner. No English footballer is going to want to admit that there's anything more important than English football. The Nike symbol is also in the right-hand corner where our bodies naturally read last. We read left to right in English. The tagline has attitude similarly to the attitude found in Rooney's face. Just do it. Rooney is presented in this ad since he is associated with sports and is an ideal since Nike is a sportswear company. Nike is shouting his passion. The blood symbolizes the pain and agony that Rooney will go through to succeed and win. There's skin in the game here. The blood and cross also suggests sacrifice. His arms are stretched almost like Jesus, depictions of Jesus Christ that we see in sort of Christian depictions, and was part of the reason why the ad came open to criticism, because they took that symbol and used it for their own marketing purposes. Then at the bottom, Lojane gives an overall summation, puts all of that really good layers of analysis into a context. Overall, with all of these pieces of information, we can put them together and say that the combination of the determination on his face, the blood suggesting pain and agony, and the tagline, just do it, tell the audience that if they buy Nike's products, they will be determined and a winner. Nike also provides their support to England and allows more English audiences to support them. So very good. This is probably, you could take this information and write a very high quality short essay of 500 to 700 words, which goes through and analyzes the Wayne Rooney Nike ad. But it's condensed into a table form with a statement at the bottom, and that's exactly where we're headed in media studies. Thanks for watching.